Hi guys, for today's science lesson, we are going to be looking at a label on our food. We aren't going to be looking at the nutrition label. We did that earlier this semester when we were in our classroom, but today we are going to be looking at the expiration label. In the next video, I'm going to explain what the expiration date and what the expiration label are and how they help us make a decision about our food. But it's so important that we know how to use the expiration date because that helps us make a decision about our food, whether it's okay to eat it right now or whether we need to go ahead and throw it in the trash. It's really important that we make good decisions about our food because we don't want to eat something that could possibly make us sick. We only want to eat food that will keep our body healthy and keep us going. So go ahead and follow along with this video.
Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we need to understand about expiration dates is what is an expiration date. An expiration date is when something goes bad. An example of this is when milk spoils and goes from the normal taste of milk that we enjoy to a sour taste. And it can also smell bad when it hits its expiration date. Another example of when things go bad are when fruits or bread start to grow mold. And you can see that there's almost a white fuzz or a green mold that is starting to form. So expiration dates are when something goes bad. Some keywords that we should look for when we're trying to find the expiration date on a food is the words best by or use by. These both mean that the food is best before this date, or that you should use this food or eat it before this date. So look for the keywords best by or use by. The next thing that we should look for when we're searching for an expiration date is the actual date. So we're going to use the example of July 4th, 2020. The dates on an expiration date can be written in many different ways, so we're going to look at a couple of these. July 4th, 2020 can also be written in numerical form. So instead of writing July, you can use the number 7 to indicate the 7th month in the year, which is July. And then you might see a slash, 4 for the day, and 20 for the year. Another way that July 4th, 2020 can be written is by shortening the first word, the month, and writing JUL for July 4/20. Another way that the expiration date can be written is where you put the day first. So instead of writing the month, day, and year, you might write, or you might see the day, the month, and then the year. So there can be many different ways that the date is written when you're looking for the expiration date, but they usually will look like one of these three or four forms, with the day, the month, and the year in some kind of manner. Now that we have an idea of what we're looking for on our foods, we're going to go ahead and we're going to work through an example of how we will be working today with using expiration dates. So this is one of our favorites, chocolate fudge Jell-O. I know a lot of us are fans of Jell-O. So we're going to go question by question and answer it. And it all has to do with finding the expiration dates and understanding them on a boxed or canned food. So the first question is, what is the ingredient called? You can go into detail of chocolate fudge Jell-O, or you can just keep it simple and write Jell-O. What recipe could you use it for? This is a fun question, so you can talk with your family, and your parents might have an idea of how you can use this, or you might have a favorite food that requires the ingredient of Jell-O. I used to work at camp, and we used to make worms and dirt, where we would do chocolate Jell-O with some crushed Oreos that kind of look like dirt, and then we would put some gummy bears in it. So I'm going to write worms and dirt. Now we're getting into our expiration date questions. These bottom 3 questions will help understanding the expiration date. It says, what month does it expire? So I'm going to come up to my picture. I'm going to find the expiration date, and I see JAN. This stands for January. So what month does it expire? January. Next question, what day does it expire? Remember, our days of the month only go from 1 to possibly 31. So if you see a number that is greater than that, then that is not the expiration date. Our day of expiration is the 29th. And I found that right here. The last question is, what year does it expire? 2019. And that's how I find and I understand what the expiration date is. So you can, if you're going to your pantry and you find food that has an expiration date, you can look at it and see, oh, okay, January 29th, 2019. That is way past expired. I should not eat this. I hope you guys had fun following along on our expiration date lesson. Remember, expiration dates are the dates of when things go bad. And it's important that we know expiration dates because this helps us choose food that is still good so that it can fuel our body and not hurt our body. Because if we eat food that is past expiration after it has already gone bad, then that can really hurt our bodies. So we want to make sure that we are eating healthy and good food so that we can stay healthy and fuel our bodies. I hope you guys had fun, and I'll see you next time for our next science lesson.